Hi, thank you for joining me. So today I would like to just bring you guys along on a little journey here into my translations folder. As I just take stock of some of the projects that I have kind of partially done, or maybe scripts that I finished that aren't actively being worked on, or abandoned projects and things like that. I just kind of want to see what kind of stuff's in here, because this gets filled up with a lot of weird things sometimes, and I figured you guys would enjoy following along with me here. So yeah, so for starters here, let's take a look. I mean, I'm going to skip these folders, but we've got the Zoids project. This was something that I worked on way back. You can see here the file dates here are from 2003, and I was working on this with RPG1 and Chris RPG. So you can see the translation folder here. This is the script dump that Chris made. This is very large. That's over a meg. Well, no, I guess it's not over a meg. Otherwise, it might. Well, I don't know if it would show it in megabytes or not. Anyway, I forget what exactly the cutoff threshold is for a meg, but I think it's 1024. So this is, anyway, it's over a meg. This script here, and let's take a look. We're actually gonna maybe chuck this into here. You can see the ones that I've worked on because I've got a backup file for them. Actually, here's this menu. It's actually pretty big too, but I think, yeah, there's a lot of control codes in this, so it's that bloats the script a whole lot. So we've got this is a test. How do I test this? And this, like I said, this is old. This is from 2003. So this, it's a little bit of a messy dump. I didn't really translate this. I just translated the first couple lines because I'm like, well, let's see what this is, and obviously I wasn't too interested in it. So I ended up working on this. It's like bumping the text down. I know it's weird. So yeah, so it looks like here that Chris was able to dump character names, I think, into the script here, and yeah, I translated some of this. I dropped this project because I didn't like the script. It felt boring to me, and I have no particular love of Zoids. I have gone on to translate a Zoids script for the Famicom. And this is, I believe, a Game Boy Advance game, if I remember correctly. It's either Game Boy Advance or Super Famicom, but I believe it's Game Boy Advance. And you can see here, I mean, I didn't get very far. I left off, gosh, somewhere up here, I guess. Just gonna scroll up here a little bit. But it was the length of the script, really. Even with all these control codes, like a meg script is big, and I was just like, I wasn't enjoying it enough. So you don't always keep going with this stuff. That was my decision. I decided to abandon this project. Obviously, some work was put into it by Chris. I don't know if he ever got somebody else to translate it. I don't know if an English patch has ever been made for a Zoids game on the Game Boy Advance. I don't know. Dynamic Designs. I keep a folder for betas, so this is basically like during beta tests. So these are going to be like partially, work in progress ROMs and release versions and stuff like that for if I'm trying stuff out. And you can see here, I actually did version control this for some reason with, what do you call that, Tortoise SVN. So this is probably its own whatever arc, I forget what they're called, its own thing for Tortoise SVN. Apparently I was doing some work on this in the script in particular, and I just wanted to try version controlling that. Like I said, most of this stuff's not version controlled. These are the scripts in general, and most of these are released, which is great. That's what I like about working with Dynamic Designs. 3x3's Eyes is not, and this is a project I think I mentioned before that King Mike and I had been working on, and I kind of was able to convince the other members of Dynamic Designs to help me out with it because it had been, like, I don't know, over a decade. and there hadn't been really any progress on that. But Aretha 1, we just released that. Aretha 2 is still outstanding. I don't know if I did anything. Maybe I helped ID the kanji. Yeah, actually, I'm pretty sure I did help ID the kanji for Daikaiju Monogatari. I don't know, 2, I guess. Galaxy Robo, GOD, Hyperia, all this stuff we worked on. This is a project that is upcoming. Deslia. The script here. These are bin files, so that's probably like, it's binary data, so just whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. This is the stuff in text format. So I don't know, what are we talking about here? Like 453K. That's not bad. I mean, it's large, it's big, but I mean, we've got, it's quite a bit of extra information in here. So this script probably isn't so bad. It's all in Kana. You can see I haven't started working on it at all. But I did agree to do that, and I'm interested in doing it. Unfortunately, it's going to take a long time. Just, looking at all these files, and for, almost 500K of text, it'll take a while. Who knows? I'll just work on it in my spare time, and maybe within a year or something, that'll be good. Oni 2, yeah, I think I was like, yeah, I'm going to take a look at this, but it just, it's got like, it's sort of old Japanese, and I wasn't super into it. Some other projects we've worked on were Release Slayers, the Sailor Moon puzzle game, Ranma Chogirambuhen, Princess Minerva. This stuff's all been, I didn't actually do much of Princess Minerva. I might have just done some spot translation on some stuff. But yeah, those are our projects. So Esper Knight and actually, I feel a little bad. I actually just took down the site that I made for Esper Knight and my projects. And it wasn't even necessarily that I'm like, okay, I give up on these projects, but, to a certain extent it is, just because nothing has really happened on those in quite a number of years. I'll have a caveat to that. But, just with like my hosting and stuff, I want to change everything around, and there's no point in keeping that site up, I don't think, right now. So anyway, what's cool about this is an archive, not an archive, it's a repository, a Git repository on GitHub. I don't know how it's changed now that Microsoft owns GitHub, for God, better or worse. I'm sure worse. But yeah, so Esper Knight's super into dumping a bunch of stuff. So when we started working on projects together, like we were excited, and so he was dumping a bunch of stuff, and I was translating a bunch of stuff, and it was cool. So there's a lot of stuff in here, and this is all public, so it's fine if I share this stuff. Comic Party, I think there's a script dumped for that, which is pretty cool. On the Dreamcast of all things, which is great. Game Boy. Oh yeah. So Sailor Moon, Bishoujo Senshi Sailor Moon R. I translated the script for this. Maybe it was a little rough, but this has not been released. A lot of work has been done on it. It's been play tested, I believe, by A.N. Nihen, and there was some back and forth with Esper Knight, and I don't know, we just the necessary work on it for like inserting the very last of the script or something. It just hasn't been done, so that's not getting released. Looks like he worked up some tools for Cave Noir. I don't know what that is. Night Gundam, maybe a script was dumped for. I never messed around with it. GBA, this is DK Ice. I don't know, is that one of those like demon things from Persona or Shin Megami Tensei or something? I'm not really sure. This is, I think, Devil Children Black. Again, I don't really care about those games. I don't know what the status of this project is. Some Game Gear stuff. Magic Knight Ray Earth. I actually had no idea that, now that I think of it, that Esper Knight had done any work on that. I just don't remember. You can see this was like from 2013. That was a while ago And that's not even, yeah, I guess 2013. Well, those are just the, I don't know, let me check the actual files. 2010, yeah, see, that's the folders were created 2013, but yeah, 2010, that was a while ago. Some DS games, Haruhi, Spice and Wolf. I almost thought that this Haruhi project went somewhere. I don't really remember. He was working on a Haruhi project. Maybe it was a PSP game that he ended up releasing with someone else. Otaku no Seiza. This is kind of cool. This was like the what is it, like the Otaku Galaxy or something. And if I remember correctly, it was Stardust Crusaders that picked this up recently, which is like Pennywise or Garrett. I think. I might be wrong about that, but if you guys go to romhacking.net, you can check, I think, on the status of that. There's a news post. So, we're not working on that. Yeah, some more Haruhi. What are these? PC? I assume this is some sort of Haruhi thing. Some Megami Tensei thing. Again, Comic Party on PC. Kizuato. It sounds familiar. It's like one of those, Gage romantic adventure games. Pia Carrot 2. No, so this one obviously I've done a lot of work on. The translation here, we ended up splitting these up into quarters and then added a fifth quarter because there was more text. So, quarter one I believe is all done. These have all been checked into the repo, and this is a big one, but you can see it's all translated. The whole thing is translated, and this is just one quarter. So this was like 200K, and quarter two, apparently I've got some change that I haven't committed yet. I don't know what the oh yeah, it was just a few lines that I didn't finish, I guess. So I can just commit those, I guess. It's just one small, it's like a 1K file. So these are all done. These are all done. These are all done. They're just all done. It's all done. So it's bunched. Here's another. Well, some of these, they're backup files, so it's not going to be the whole story, but another 200K. It's probably about a mega text, and then this is the rest of it. So I got up to Azusa's text. Maybe I finished all of Azusa. So we've got all this stuff here. Yeah. Anyway, I love these games. Like I can feel my heartstrings being pulled a little bit right now. Right now I feel I can say this with confidence. This summer vacation, I met many people and many things happened. I laughed with everyone, cried with everyone, and at times fought with them too. But I always had eyes only for you. Oh, that's so nice. That's probably her ending. I've just spoiled that for everyone. Well, I mean, an ending. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? There's tons of text in these games. So I was in the middle of these calls. I guess, yeah, a man's voice on the phone. So this is a bunch of calls, and Esper and I did a good job of labeling these as what they were. I don't know if that was easy to do from the way this was structured. On the PC, sometimes the files might be a little structured more nicely. But anyway, I only got about this far, and I haven't worked on that. And man, this was who knows? Last time this was updated was 2015, so that was what, 3 years ago. So it's been a while since I've done any work on this at all. And there's a whole bunch. Gosh, what do we have left on this? Oh, these games are big. This is, yeah, they're 500K or something. It's ridiculous. It's like it's like twice as big as the whole script for Odeslia on the Super Famicom. But someday I want to finish that, irrespective of whatever. So the PC-98, we dumped some stuff for that. I don't think I actually translated any of those. And I think somebody has done whatever it is, Jesus Biomonster or something on PC. I don't know if it was the PC-88 version. So I think somebody released a patch for that already. A bunch of stuff on PC98, so this is pretty cool. I'm sure I advocated for this Meizan Ikoku. And there's a script, 100k. Yeah. I mean, that could be the script for the game. But you know, nothing I've worked on. There's cool looking stuff in here. Slayers for PC98. We were originally, I think, Guest wrote tools for this. And so we were going to go ahead with this, and what I ended up doing was I ended up asking Eiji Mihen if she would translate this script, and she agreed to do that and did a super good job on it. It seems really cool, and you know, between Esper Knight either kind of helping get this inserted, Guest's tools might, these tools here, might insert the script and everything. I'm not really sure, but I just, I'm not good with figuring all that junk out sometimes, so I need some help with it. But Esper Knight and I have we've been out of touch on this stuff, and he's got tons of stuff he's been working on. I got tons of stuff I've been working on. So I asked Supper recently if he'd take a look at this and see if he could, manage to get that inserted. So hopefully that's a thing that's actually going to happen. It's not like something I've just forgotten about. The PCE version of War of the Dead. Now, I may not have translated it here. Let's see. No, I did translate it here. So I'm pretty sure that I translated this, and so I translated it here. If this was me, and I think it was, and I translated it on a wiki that somebody else that I worked with, SS Translations, Steve Seahorn, did, and none of those were used. None of those have ever turned into a project. Some other people ended up doing, releasing an English language translation patch for War of the Dead on the PC Engine. So that's super cool. Like, I actually really want to check that out because somebody just did a playthrough of it, actually. Oh gosh, can I open up YouTube without it being weird? Let me search War of the Dead PCE English and just see if I can get videos to come up that are because somebody just posted a video about this. And yeah. Oh no, this is Shiryu GL. This totally works. This is the. This just came out in 2017 around this time last year. It's only been out for about a year, and it's totally cool. This was, what is this? Nebulous Translations. So, this isn't my script, even though I, basically contributed to two versions of this project. I'm really glad to see some people translated it. It's very Zelda 2 like, so and it's all horror based. It's a cool horror, like all the characters' names. Like, I don't know if you got this guy. He's called Carpenter. The director, was it John Carpenter? Did The Thing and stuff like that. And a lot of the characters are like references to horror movies and characters from horror movies and I was gonna say novels and stuff. I guess I'm not 100% sure, but it's horror references, and so yeah, and it's basically this horror story. You're going around this town, and so it's like an RPG, but it has these side-scrolling action battles, just like Zelda 2. Anyway, so I translated the script on that, and that's cool. But it was like I said, it wasn't used in any of the projects. Let's see, what do we got here? Toki Memo. I've wanted to see a Tokimeki Memorial, and I don't think I did any translation on these. I wanted to see a version of that translated forever. Sailor Moon visual novel, maybe. And some of these, I guess it was on the PC ECDs. These are like official. it doesn't look like there's much for scripts dumped for these, just a little bit of work done. Now PCFX, of course, this is a big one. We've got Amagami-sama, also known as Oh My Goddess, and a lot of work has been done on this. So it seemed like there was some duplicate text, and I think I may have made a bigger deal about that than I needed to. It seemed I've worked with games before where there's been like lots of duplicate text in it. So I went ahead and Esper Knight made this shrinker program. Anyway, so it shrunk this down. So anyway, this is the shrunk version, and it's all translated. This was, well, it's 143K translated. It's just long, just so much text. And that's not even the half of it. So you get into here, we've got this other track, whatever this is, 12,000. This is all translated, so this is all done. You know, again, this is huge. It's like 200K, granted, translated. Then we have this, has not, okay. So nothing translated with that one, so that's another 168K untranslated. And then, so this is the one that I'm working on. And you can notice here, this exclamation point, I actually have more to commit to this. All this stuff has not been committed yet. I skipped some things, I guess, because, you know, sometimes that's just easier if I don't immediately know what it is. I can come back to it a little bit later. But yeah, like I've made quite a bit more progress on this, all the way down to a little over halfway, you know, with a couple things skipped here and there. That I still need to commit to that, and you know, I've done some work on that as recently as a couple of months ago, because I like this project and I want to see it finished up. You know, I have no idea. Esper Knight and I we haven't really worked on projects in years at this point. So, but you know, regardless, I want to finish this script translation. I'm going to. It's a thing that's going to happen. So so there's some other like really awesome script dumps for PCFX games. We got Fire Woman Motoi Gumi. I haven't done any work on this. These seem super big, so there's something going on with that. I don't know what that is. There must be tons of control codes or something in that stuff. I don't know. It's weird. What's this, like 20 megs worth of, like, it's 14.4 megs worth of stuff in the script up. It's really weird. But, you know, who knows? First Kiss Story, script up for that. I'm, you know, so psyched that Esper Knight was able to do some dumps for these. This is cool. This is not as bloated, but it's still like 3.5 megs almost. Now this is all done. Ojo-sama Soul-sama. This is Debutante Detective Corps on the PCFX. It's all done. It's all translated. This is all the stuff, and I say all done. You know, Esper Knight did some work reinserting the script, but I don't know what the status of it is. Like, I'm assuming that it's not all inserted and it's not all working, and you know, I haven't really had a chance to test it. I mean, I haven't had an opportunity to test it because I don't know if it's testable at this point. I just don't know what the status of that is. I just, you know, I'm afraid that it's like this project's just not going to get done, you know, or it's not going to get finished between like Esper Knight and I. You know, I don't know. We'll see, I guess. Team Innocent, kind of the same thing. You know, this is all done. I did the whole script translation, and then I think Andy Hen actually went through and edited it all and kind of like translation checked it. So this should be super solid. I don't know, what's this text only? Yeah, just some other stuff. So yeah, this is all translated. I mean, you know, you guys can see it. It's well, here I'm like, it's all translated, and I get something that's not translated. What the heck? Oh, here we go. Okay, so I figured out what's going on. So it's not in the original folder, even though this is version controlled. I made a separate folder for the translation, and this is all the translated stuff. Let's see, everything's translated, and I had something that said about Andy Hen's notes. Okay, so anyway, so this, I guess all this stuff has been checked by her and edited and stuff. So this should be like ready to go. And not only that, but like some other folks helped us out with like a variable with font and those sort of things. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, this project should be on the verge of being released, but again, it's been years and it's just sitting here. So I'm thinking of getting someone, maybe getting some of those guys that worked on the variable width font to give me a hand releasing it. We'll see. Anyway, so there's Tenchimu FX and Zidorigar. Now, Zidorigar has had a translation project released. So, yeah, Esper Knight, I don't think got very far with it. He did a little poking around with it. But those other guys, like Sam I Am, and I forget the other guy's name, and I apologize, or gal, whoever it is. But they released Zidorigar. So, I mean, it's basically the only two translation projects that have been finished for the PCFX is Welcome to Pia Carrot, which I worked on with David, and Zidorigar, which Sam I Am and that other guy, again, sorry, I can't remember your name, did. But man, we've got two more that they are on deck. So someday I want to see those. So let's take a look at a couple more of these. Some PSP. Yes, yeah, this PSP game I think might be what they finally released. I don't know. I mean, I might even to get updated copies of these. I might have to grab. I wonder if I SVN update. Okay. No. So anyway, I don't know. They released some Hotkey project. I don't really remember which one. Might have been that one. Some Devil Summoner thing on the PSP. I didn't do anything with that. So PlayStation, I think I helped with some of these just a little bit. So we were kind of interested in Addie's Present. This seems like a really interesting, weird game, and I don't know if I translated any of it. I'm gonna say probably not. Script Japanese. Yeah, I don't think so. EXE script. Oh my goddess. So yeah, that seemed cool. Battle Angel Alita. The movie's coming out here finally. I figured I'd have the script translated and we'd have this project released before the movie came out. Here's the script. I did do a little translation on it. I don't know if it was any of these files in particular. You can see these are super small. It's really small blocks. I know I translated like some of these, but I mean it's super weird the way this is split up into like alphabet. So I have no idea what ones of these I might have. I guess if any of them have, it might be stuff that actually shows up like chronologically first in the game, because like I could sort of see the context for that, and so I kind of started there. So I'd have to search through. I mean, it's random. If I would find which of those maybe I translated, but I personally, this was sort of a dream project for me, like a holy grail to a certain extent that honestly I almost forgot about until just now, really. This PlayStation 1 game of Battle Angel Alita, it's super cool looking, and I own it. I've played a little bit of it. I don't know what Brave Proof is, Infinity, I don't know what a lot of these things. Linda Cube, I think. I want to say Esper Knight and Cardigan are working on this, I think. Mizurna Falls, I kind of forget. Was this one of those ones that I think one of those famous developers worked on or something? Moon RPG Remix. Esper Knight was super into that. I didn't know a lot about it. So there's Royal. Haven't gotten a script dump on that. I'm sure interested in that. Here we go. Universal Nuts. I think. Yeah, that's Tools. I think I did some work on this. I could be wrong. I don't see any back files, so yeah. Man, I swear I translated a little bit of this, maybe, but I guess normally it would leave a backup file. So I don't know. Maybe I didn't do anything on that. I don't know. I really thought I did though. Anyway, they're working on the Yarudora series. Again, and I haven't. I don't know if I update in a subfolder here. I assume it just updates the subfolder. Just a couple Saturn games. We didn't really do any work on that, just some tools. Oh, the 68. Oh, yeah, so this is actually some stuff I worked on. So, yeah, so another project that essentially is done as far as I know is fourth unit. I translated all this up. I guess we got translation. You've got, like, all this stuff, commands. These are all the things. Anyway, it's all translated. It's all done. And I thought, a couple times over the years, we've, had other people or ourselves done playtesting on it and stuff, and it's just one of those ones that's it's just sitting there. It's not released. I don't really know what the holdup is, but, I mean, there's only so much I could do in terms of the translation part, because it's done, so. Crescent Moon Girl, I think this is like a Dojin game, kind of based on like a Sailor Moon parody, so to speak, I think. I don't think I translated any of that. But obviously I worked on Joker a little bit. I think I took a look at Lunatic Fantasy. I don't know that I translated any of it, though, and these aren't even coming up. Yeah. But yeah, Joker's sort of cool. So we've got a translation folder here. There's a couple. I didn't do too much. It's 5-6K, like 10-12K of it or something. But this is sort of fun to translate. It's like kind of a Wild West. It might be sort of like a little bit, well, not sci-fi, but sort of like you've got this black magic. So it's like this Wild West themed like fantasy game. And that seems like it could be like a sort of a romantic adventure game too, where there's all these female characters you can interact with and whatnot. It seems cool though. I enjoyed what I translated of this. It's just I was going slowly with it. I haven't even committed this stuff, I guess, yet. But I left off here. I was just poking around at it. And I mean, this is like the kind of stuff I would just poke at when I was like in the middle of marathoning on some other huge project, so I didn't get very far with it. A couple other games in there, but yeah, that's the Esper Knight and my projects. You can see sort of a lot of stuff in there that just hasn't really gotten there yet. These are finished projects. I've talked about most of these. If they're finished, it usually means they're finished. They're released. My work has been done on it. Artelius ended up in finished for some reason. I think I meant to put it in on hold. I kind of have an on hold label that I put on some stuff. I just asked for some help for this on romhacking.net because I don't get how it deals with what seems like kind of a dictionary compression. But yeah, this is released now. Again, I do use finished for some things. That's like it's finished because my work on it is done. So Haja no Fuin. I just made a table file for it, and what I found is that this other guy, and I don't remember their name, this other person, on romhacking.net has kind of picked this up and run with it, so someone else is working on it, so I just put it in finished because I'm not going to work on it anymore. I think same with Hokkaido Rensa Satsujin. I want to say Pluvius maybe dumped the script for this, so I'm not going to work on that anymore. I mean, maybe if I decide to translate it, but my work, my hacking, so to speak, work on it is finished, so I put it in here. This is released. This is not released, but again, my work on it is done. I've released the script, and other people can translate that. Again, same thing with Metal Max. It's not released, but my work on it is done. I've taken a look at Ripple Island before. This is released. I mentioned it before. I didn't release this, but Supper and the Majin Zenki and CC Cmar released that. Same with Sunman Meitante. Anyway, well, let me just see if there's anything interesting in here. I don't have to go through all these for you guys. You're probably already bored. Ghost Sweeper Mikami. I was working on this with King Mike, and I didn't realize. I think we were working from screenshots or something. Like it was. I kind of thought that this was all done. Like I'd sort of translated like all the stuff that King Mike got to me and stuff. But I think King Mike, like he's he's kind of resurrected this project and like done a little more work on it, and there's like more text that's never been dumped and stuff. It's like there's more to it than I thought there was. Kagero Densetsu, I passed that on to King Mike. King Mike and I did that one, Maze Bonus. I don't think it's called Maze Bonus. It's Meido Daisakusen, I think. Yeah, I didn't really do any work on that. That's released. It's my old patch, my old work from Slayers. So yeah, so that's like my translated stuff. So then we've got some stuff that's on hold. So there's a couple of 3x3 Eyes games. This is the same as this one, I think, Juma Hokan. This has been released. I didn't end up working on it. Actually, I was working on this with Gideon from Aeon Genesis, and we've got Bad Dump here. He had made a bad dump. There was something wrong in the table file, like some of the text. It was off. So this was really hard to work on, and I kept asking him, a few times if he'd, go back and fix it, and that it never happened. So I actually I watched a whole bunch of videos of this on YouTube, and I actually really went back in and you can see I didn't translate it all, but I was really going back and trying to confirm what the lines were and what it might have been some kanji characters that were off in the kanji part of the dump, the table file, and I was confirming, kind of tediously line by line all this stuff, because I really wanted to get this done. I mean, this was just back beginning of last year, but and then somebody else was working on it. Somebody else dumped a good dump of the script and translated it, and they released their translation patch. So that was awesome that it finally got done. But it was frustrating because it had been sitting around for so many years, and I just wanted to get that translated, and it never happened. Especially even just a couple years ago, I was working pretty hard to try to get that done. And this is that one that I've passed on to Dynamic Designs. God, on Mitsuhime, I actually dumped a script for this myself. This was actually a really early thing from 2004, and I made the table file for it. I dumped the script for it. I guess obviously it's not formatted very well, but here's maybe an alternate dump. Did I format any of this stuff here? I was talking about this like I'm proud of having dumped this, and yet I didn't. Maybe I was just going to go in and hand edit it, or who knows. Anyway, obviously it was early stuff, and I was proud to have made a table file for it, and started dumping some stuff for it. But obviously I never translated it. And the thing with On Mitsuhime is it was released here as who is that Master System mascot? Alex Kidd. So it was localized as Alex Kidd in, I don't know, the future world or something like that. And they just sort of repurposed On Mitsuhime for it. So we've never actually gotten On Mitsuhime in its original form with its original script and everything. So Bazaru de Gozaru. This was something I downloaded. I think this was probably archived on romhacking.net, that somebody had done some work. It looks like quite a bit of work on it. They've got some tools and junk, but I don't know if there's a good script. What's this? This is I don't know, some binary. I don't even know if I think I downloaded to check it out, and just it's why it's on hold. It never went anywhere. Oh, City Hunter. I've really wanted to translate City Hunter. This is a cool, no, I guess there's nothing associated with my PCE, whatever. Come on, there's no close out of this window, because I hate Windows sometimes. Wow, why do I have Final Fantasy stuff in here? Is this actually graphic? No, this is Final Fantasy. You know what, it's probably, it's from something else. Anyway, I couldn't find like the script in this. I couldn't make a table file and do that stuff. So I might try it again. That's why it's on hold, because I'd really like to see it happen. But I sat down and tried to like make a table file or find the font, just nothing. Probably the same with the download. I took a look at that and I just didn't get anywhere with it. This is embarrassing. This is like a dojin, like eroge. This is like weird porn, basically. And I actually got pretty far translating this, to tell you the truth. And I did this all myself. Like, I did all the insertion, because it's actually like I just hand edited it in a hex editor. But you know, I don't know. I'm not gonna finish that. Ja Si Keen Necromancer. It's something I was taking a look at. Why do I have something called font JCE? It's like, did I type this out from just looking at the font? I don't know. And the thing is, I could go back. Like, I might be able to dump a script for Jonseiken Necromancer now. I don't think anybody has done this project. There's some low-hanging fruit on the PC Engine. I really wish, I wish some people would, like, I don't know, latch onto the PC Engine and like do some English translation patches for it. So this is that Power Doll stuff I was kind of working on with Mr. Richard for a little bit. It's just some stuff I was trying to work on myself. Slayer's PC98. Some of this stuff has been like moved into some other folders. Tensai Bakuman. This is actually something I just barely resurrected again, like last month. We've got this script now, and this was kicking around from a long time ago. That's from 1998. This from 2010 is when I got this, and I think somebody gave me this, because all I have is the ROM and like a couple bits of dumped text. So someone gave me this, and I don't know who. I don't know whom. I think is how I would say that. Tensai Bakuman. So you've got like some notes, but I mean, I don't know who wrote those notes. And anyway, my point is, because I don't know who did this, the script dump is off. There's like one or two of these, kana at least are like they're wrong. So because I literally just decided to translate these names. So you've got this translation that I just made. I started translating these. You've got a guy at the bar, a clerk somewhere, some yakuza, a realtor, and they have these funny names. Like, these are these pun names. So I called this guy Worthless. Riddling Indian. This is Nazo no Indojin. So it's like this mysterious Indian, and Indian like as in from India. And it seems like some sort of like a thing. I've seen Nazo no Indojin pop up in like another game. I'm not quite sure what the implication of that is, but whatever. I hope it's not racist or something. I don't know. So Riddling Indian is what I did for that. Hibernate, I ended up calling. I think that was CCC Mar suggested that. Although I like one of the things I was had come up with was cat nap, and I actually think when you spell it, maybe I would just done it like that. Cat nap. That's almost like a real name. I think it's cool. But again, this one's related to sleep. It's like Ine Muri no Ske. Inemuri no Ske. It's like, anyway, it's a pun on taking a nap, basically. So anyway, so I was having fun like translating some of these names, but then you find out that the script dump may be a little bit off, and it's so frustrating. So I want to go back in myself, see if I can make a table file for this, see if I can redump the script properly, and maybe I'll translate Tensai Bakuman on the Sega Master System. Toki Memo, this is like a cursed project. No one has ever gotten, as far as I know, any kind of a finished project or translation for Tokimeki Memorial. This is the one on the Super Nintendo, I'm almost positive. And I don't think it says English. Oh, interesting. Okay, so this is actually, I think someone else. I think what I have is like the remnants of someone's project, where they got X amount of stuff done with it, and then, you know, and then gave up. This now there's a backup file here, so I wonder if I did something in 2001 on it, or if it's just, I don't know. I have no idea. Anyway, like I said, that's literally, that's one of those cursed projects. It's like it's never, no one's ever gotten it finished. This was something Espernight and I were keen on. This this Urusei Yatsura game for the PC Engine, and I think this is actually a mock-up that I did, so don't get too excited. We didn't get anywhere with this. We actually did manage to dump some of the choices, menus, stuff. That's all we ever did. I don't think we're gonna get anywhere with that. Yokai Dochuki on the Underworld Chronicle on the PC Engine. Somebody just released this. This was super cool. This is an old thing that I made a table file for it. I dumped some stuff. I translated some of it, all of it. I guess I translated all of it. I don't know why I didn't ever really pursue, because I had some trouble with a few lines. But why I never really pursued making a translation project, finishing a translation project from it. But somebody else did, so that's good. So that's, that's probably about it. We're getting into like the work in progress stuff. I guess I was messing around with OnScripter at one point to make like visual novels, basically adventure games. My message history from romhacking.net, they purge that once in a while, I guess. So scripts. Oh, this is probably from romhacking.net. This is like archives of scripts that other people have translated. Actually, it's not even. This isn't even from romhacking.net. I think this was from somewhere else. Somebody it's from a variety of places. Somebody had these Konami scripts that anyway. They're translated scripts that I have. This is like for reference, just I don't know, see how other people translate stuff, and I just thought it was interesting. Songmaster on the Super Famicom. I don't know. There's table file. I don't think I made that. There it is. Maybe I did. I don't know. I probably not. I'm sure this was probably just some, here it's like, there's an archive here. It's probably like, see the table. So I downloaded this. It was like an abandoned project or something. I guess didn't get anywhere with it. That's about it. I think you guys kind of know what I'm working on in terms of this sort of stuff, the work in progress things. Fighting Road, I talked about this already. It's like somebody else had translated the ROM, and so I made a patch out of it because they had never made a patch for it, and submitted that to romhacking.net. So I made a beat, an IPS, gave it a README, and posted it there so people could actually download it. But yeah, this is like the stuff from 1987 that I'm kind of working on, some undumped stuff, and some things that I've dumped. And, I'll do another, like, updates of what I'm working on, so I'll talk more about the stuff in here. But I just thought you guys might be interested to see just, all this stuff. Man, and maybe it's me more than other people that translate, fan translate, but I don't know. But there's tons and tons of work that I've done over the years that's never seen the light of day. So I just thought you guys might be interested to check that out. It got me thinking about some stuff. I was thinking, I want to go back and, maybe I'll work on Mitsuhime and Tensai Bakuman on this Sega Master System. That seems pretty cool. And, and who knows, maybe, I don't know. I don't know what's going to go on with a lot of that stuff that Espernight and I were working on. I just don't know. But yeah, I'll commit my Amagami-sama stuff and, get Welcome to Pia Carrot 2, someday I'll get those finished up. But anyway, so thanks for watching. Hope this was interesting, and I'll catch you guys later. All right, take care.